Hello, I guess I'm recording. So I'm back with another unveiling video. I'm just going to do this off the cuff. I got this box today and I'd forgotten it was on the way, to be honest. But I mentioned in my last video that there was a big thing coming. I haven't told anyone. I pre-ordered this a long time ago. I didn't really have the money when I pre-ordered it, but I did it anyway. And it shipped last Friday, and then I forgot about it, amazingly, even though I'd been waiting for months. So anyway, I'm going to go through all this with you. I have no idea what it looks like. I have no idea exactly what's in it. I know what to expect and kind of not what to expect. So I'm going to use the super sharp knife here and dig into this thing. This is from Diabolic DVD. Joseph Gervasi. I guess he's partnered with Jesse Nelson, who runs Diabolic. And if you guys don't know, you should all order Diabolic as much as possible. They're an incredible company. They carry every kind of cult film from around the world on DVD and Blu-ray. Okay, so this is carefully wrapped in okay, it's wrapped in a priority mailer. Okay, so it should be interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here is what came for me today. This is the Alejandro Jodorowsky box set from Arrow. This is the Region A version, and check this spine out with all those beautiful titles. So it has Fondo Elise, El Topo, Holy Mountain, his newest movie, Psycho Magic, and looks like a big booklet. So, and there's the bag. So anyway, I have read some of the contents of this previously when I ordered it, but I don't really know everything about it. The Abco symbol is very prominent on all these, and I noticed it was prominent on the blurbs advertising this. So I assume whoever's inherited it from the Devil Allen Klein is making their cut of the money and insisted on that. So I guess there's still a licensing thing going on, but I guess for the most part, Jodorowsky owns his own films finally. So just cut it open. This booklet comes with it. It's him as the Toro master from Holy Mountain, of course. Oh, this could be a poster. Anyway, there's the back cover with El Topo and his child. Yeah, it is a reproduction poster now. I'm not sure what movie it's a reproduction for. It's Holy Mountain. So, since I probably will never sell this treasure, I could probably put this on my wall. Feel confident about taking it out of the set, if I could ever unfold it. Actually, it's a two-sided poster. So, side one is Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain. And the other side is a reproduction of a Locandina for El Topo. Locandina being the long, vertical, thin one-sheet posters from Italy. So, got that. Holy cow. So anyway, wow. Okay, so Fondo Elise. This is probably an amazing upgrade from the Fantoma release. I had that one. I recently sold all my Jodorowskys, really pretty much to pay for this. I had El Topo, Holy Mountain on the Blue Underground DVDs, and I had the ancient Fantoma Fondo Elise DVD. I think I probably got 15 to 20 for each one. They were in like new condition. So anyway, this one is an upgrade. That Fantoma's been out of circulation for a while. I don't even know what's happened to Fantoma. It seems like all their titles have been licensed to other people, like this stuff and the Coffin Joe. However, I don't know about the ones that are in limbo, especially the Yasuza Matsumura 6 titles. I think Black Test Car is coming out on Arrow Blu-ray, but I don't know about the other 5, and that's a shame because Moju, Blind Beast, and Giants and Toys are 2 of my favorite. So okay, yeah, wow. Okay, so this is the inner sleeve, and it looks like it has a bunch of lobby cards. This one's got Holy Mountain lobby card. Oh, Holy Mountain on one side, and yeah, Holy Mountain on one side, El Topo on the other side. He looks so cool as the gunfighter, just like the poster. So reproduction, El Topo, and Holy Mountain. And this is some incredible imagery. This is one of the more amusing scenes in Holy Mountain. And always with the umbrella in El Topo, that has mystical significance. The thief and the gunfighter, and the Toro and the Zodiac from Holy Mountain. And not only if anyone knows this, I'm sure a lot of you do, but some of my friends, including my ex-fiance, who is a Toro reader, did not know that Jodorowsky is the world master of Toro. He's authoritatively on it, and he knows it inside out. I have a friend, Delphin, who does a Toro 78 art gallery portfolio of different artists every year with Toro themes, and I had to tell her about Jodorowsky, and she was impressed. So anyway, so here's the disc for Fernando Lee. So this is a reversible cover. It might be tempting to reverse and use this one. It looks like a painting. I think it's a newly commissioned painting, but it's of a similar image of the Albrecht Dürer woodcut that was on some of the old posters, but combined with the Fando poster with the drum. So the extras in this include, let's see, it says boasting some of the most disturbing images. Jodorowsky's stunning feature-length debut, Fando Elise, is an extraordinarily ambitious and intense adaptation of a controversial play by Fernando Arrabal. I just watched one of his films last night, again, Viva la Muerte. So anyway, it says Fando and his paraplegic sweetheart Elise embark on a mystical journey through a series of surreal scenarios to find the enchanted city of Tar. On the way, they journey through urban desolation, scorched deserts, and towering mountains, whilst encountering a series of terrifying and sometimes moving characters. A bizarre tale of corrupted innocence and tortured love, rendered in searing high contrast, black and white. It said it incited a full-scale riot when it first screened at the 1968 Acapulco Film Festival. I guess all those kind of mellow people vacationing Acapulco were a bit incensed at this surrealism. So this has a new 4K restoration from the 16mm camera negatives. All this is approved by Jodorowsky. High def, uncompressed mono, the original Spanish soundtrack, new subtitles, commentary by Jodorowsky, and then a new interview. Jodorowsky remembers Fando Elise. This also includes La Cravate, which was, I believe, with the Fando Elise on the Anchor Bay. Yeah, they put that one out too. I'm sorry. The ones I have had were the El Topo and Holy Mountain Anchor Bay titles, not Blue Underground. And they had been in the works for a number of years before they finally came out. Same with the Mario Bava set they did in the late 2000s. Jay Douglas and Bill Lustig, who I used to talk to in the late 90s and would send me tapes to review, they got the ball rolling on the Jodorowsky and the Bava sets long before they actually came out. By the time the Bava set came out, they were both at Blue Underground, and possibly the Jodorowsky also. They were at Blue Underground. So I believe he did do Blu-rays of El Topo and Holy Mountain. He did not do a new Blu-ray of Fando Elise, but there was a DVD in that set. I never watched it. I don't barely remember the art on it, but I know it had La Cravate on it, and I watched that on YouTube. That's his very first film, a short film. To be honest, I did not like it. I don't know. It wasn't as creative as all of his other stuff that I've watched. It was funny, but if you stack it up against the kind of short films from that period that are comparable to Jodorowsky, it's nowhere near like Kurt Kren or any of those guys, or Actionism, Panic, either one. So anyway, this also has La Constellation Jodorowsky, the feature-length documentary. That was also on the Fantoma DVD that I just sold. So original trailer image gallery. So that's that one. Let me reposition these lovely lobby cards here, and we'll try to move on through this as quick as we can. So here is the one that started it all for almost everyone, El Topo. I heard about this movie when I was a kid. All I heard was the name, and I had no clue what it was. Never saw it for rent in a video store. And then when I got Danny Perry's cult movies, I forget which volume, one or two, in like about 1992, it's when I first read all about it. I didn't own it, see it until I ordered it from Video Search in 1995, a dupe of the uncut Japanese Laserdisc, though it had fogging mosaic around the genitalia of the characters. Um, and that was a nice print, but that was really the only way to get it all through the 1990s. And the rights were tied up between Klein and Abco and Jodorowsky, and Jodorowsky did famous or infamously say, I tell you, Alan Klein is the devil. So I think Alan Klein passed away, so that they settled it before he passed away, though. But anyway, so we have a disc here. This one doesn't have all those lobby cards in it. The disc with the film and a disc with the motion picture soundtrack, which is an amazing soundtrack that Jodorowsky scored. It's just incredible. Since this film is kind of an homage to spaghetti westerns, among other things, I have to say that it is up there with the great spaghetti western soundtracks, Morricone and Bacalov and such, for the sweeping kind of vibe to it. So anyway, El Topo, a mind-blowing acid western, which shocked and bedazzled audiences upon its controversial original release. Topo single-handedly invented the American midnight movie phenomenon. And that's true. It began playing every week at the Elgin Theater in New York in the early 70s, and it was championed by John Lennon. He and Yoko attended a lot of them, probably sat up in the balcony away from everyone. And it so impressed him that he gave Jodorowsky a few thousand to help him finish Holy Mountain later. That's another story. El Topo was in the works in the late 60s, shot in the early 70s, and, it finally came out. And here it is. So anyway, it says Jodorowsky's most violent and notorious film sees the director play the mole of the title, a black-clad master gunfighter. And then he goes on to discuss this, a countercultural masterpiece which ingeniously combines iconic Americana symbolism, which a lot of it's like dark parody, and Jodorowsky's own idiosyncratic, surrealistic aesthetic, an incredible journey through nightmarish violence, mind-bending mysticism, awe-inspiring imagery. Now that's a lot of plaudits there, but it's not hyperbole. If you haven't seen it, totally warranted. This guy's not just like off the hook, like, exaggerating madly. So special edition and also a 4K restoration, et cetera, et cetera. The original Spanish and English soundtracks. And the English soundtrack is fine. He made it with that in mind, the English dub, and it works pretty well. It's probably what most of us are mostly used to. So newly filmed introduction with Richard Pina, professor of film studies at Columbia University, and then a new interview filmed in Paris with Jodorowsky. Jodorowsky remembers El Topo. Conversation with the son of El Topo. This is a newly filmed extensive interview with Brontis Jodorowsky. Now he plays the mole's son, also named Brontis in the film. At the time he was a child. He was the child where he's like, you're 8 years old, you've killed your first man for your childhood toy or whatever. That was Brontis, this little kid here. The adult Brontis, the monk, was played by a different actor. Now, Brontis, of course, now, obviously, is an adult, middle-aged man. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I've never really directly interacted with him. Some people have told me that he's an incredibly nice and accessible guy. So this should be a cool interview. There's a piece called The Father of Midnight Movies, an archival interview with Jodorowsky filmed in 2007. That should be cool. Original trailer, image galleries, and the soundtrack, which we saw. So, here we go. So the Holy Grail, pardon the pun, the sacred gem of this thing, I'm sure for most people, the Holy Mountain. This is one of the craziest movies ever made, easily in the top 5, without question, and one of the most laden with symbolism, occultism, surrealism, tarot, zodiac, all kinds of layers. And last year, I had the pleasure of watching it with my ex-fiance for the first time. I said, like I said, it was a tarot reader and a practicing witch. And she had seen it once before and remembered some of the imagery. Uh, but she hadn't seen it with someone who really knew much about Jodorowsky. And so I watched it with her, and she's tracking all the symbols, she's getting all of it, and it's just kind of overwhelming her. So seeing it through her eyes as a layperson, not only person of the occult aspect, but the cinematic aspect, like not knowing a huge amount of Jodorowsky's biography or filmography, it was really cool. So this works, I think, for many different reasons, on many different levels, for many different people. I think it's just, pure cinema. Even though the script is incredibly well written and philosophical and very well researched, you've got alchemy, and a lot of it is alchemy, and that's kind of the central thrust. The master finds the thief and puts him through an alchemical process. So he's changing, shit into gold, or the base matter being the person, prima materia, into the through the stages into the magnum opus, the great work. So Mike's fiance was also practicing like alchemist. So was my former roommate and buddy Scott Mosley. So anyway, so this is authentic. Okay, so on the back of the Holy Mountain, the scandal of the 1973 Cannes Film Festival, the Holy Mountain is a sprawling phantasmagoria of sacrilegious visual excess and existential yearning. Who wrote these? They're pretty wild. Jodorowsky's most ambitious film sees the director himself play the alchemist, a guru who guides a troop of pilgrims, each representing a planet of the solar system on a magical quest to Lotus Island, where they must ascend the Holy Mountain in search of spiritual enlightenment. And that sequence where each of the pilgrims, and each is represented by a planet and a zodiac symbol, and it's like vignette after vignette, and they're all in different styles. I mean, the narration is brilliant. They're heavy parody, they're heavy gore. There's just amazing stuff. A lot of weird humorous bits in there. And in one, my favorite segment is probably the one with the woman whose sign is Mars. And there's a brief little passage where they interlude, and the music comes up, and it's Jodorowsky wrote the soundtrack. It's played by Jodorowsky and Don Cherry, the trumpeter and wind instrument, avant-garde jazz player, and it's incredible. It's just a beautiful theme, and which runs ironically to the imagery and what they're showing. Okay, so special edition, newly translated subtitles, 4K restoration, another commentary. Jodorowsky remembers the Holy Mountain, a new interview in Paris. Another new introduction by Richard Pena. Okay, Pablo Nader, Jodorowsky's right-hand man. It's his personal assistant, remembers acting in El Topo and Holy Mountain. I don't know who that man is. I guess that's, what I'll learn. The A to Z of the Holy Mountain, a new video essay by writer Ben Cobb. That should be interesting. I wonder if he's going to dissect all the symbols. Okay, this has deleted scenes with director's commentary, and then it has the Toro, a short film in which Jodorowsky explains the secret of the cards. That was also on the Anchor Bay DVD of El Topo and Blu-ray. Also his original trailer, image galleries, and soundtrack. Now I did this one a little out of order, and I did not open it first. So let's take a gander at this. Taking the both out here. It's the soundtrack CD, the bonus CD. So far we're up to 6 discs here. The end sleeve, the reversible artwork, and that's the poster art we saw, the reproduction large poster, and then everything I just read you over here. So, wow, not even done yet, and I'm already just kind of stunned a little bit here. Okay, so then this final disc is Psycho Magic, a healing art. So this, as I understand it, is a brand new Jodorowsky feature. 101 minute long. So yes, it says Jodorowsky's new cinematic experience, Psycho Magic, a healing art, explores the director's radical therapeutic work. Wow, so this guy's like, he's also like the Wilhelm Reich of surrealism. For Jodorowsky, many of our problems and neuroses come from barriers created by our society, families, and culture, which stop us from being our true selves. For those reasons, he created Psycho Magic, a therapy which helps people free themselves from these shackles in order to, in his words, be oneself and not be what others want us to be. Yeah, and it talks about how he's been practicing this for years, and this is a documentary, and it kind of has, it says, he captures a heightened reality, both magic and healing, which strive toward a spiritual truth and lays bare the trauma of the subjects. I have seen some videos of some of these sessions on YouTube, and so that's yet another thing he's known for now. In addition to being a filmmaker and a comic book writer and a Toro expert, he's also this kind of healing therapist, a guru in real life, an alchemist in reality, not just on the screen. So he's one of my favorite figures of all artists that have ever lived, and I'm happy that he's created this rich body of work and that he's still with us to keep doing that. That will probably, I would wager, be his last film. He's pushing 90, but you never know. He's kind of picked up his pace the last few years with the last three features, just in the last maybe 10 years, I guess. So there was a lull for many years. So that is this epic box set from Arrow. It was pretty damn inexpensive for what it is. It was actually, with postage, etc., it was $2 cheaper than the free postage prime price on Amazon. So I was like, I'm absolutely going to support Diabolic DVD and pre-order this motherfucker as soon as possible. Oh, excuse my English. So that's it. Every home should have one. Take care.